right.
Mom, that's me.
We're going to the right.
Where am I? We need all of us.
Okay. Hi, and welcome back to Bedecked in the Burbs. I'm Beck. Today we're going to be talking about that time I went away from the burbs and on vacation. And this is what I packed for with you watching last week. So I'm going to tell you all about my vacation. I have some video, some pictures to go along with this. So it's not just going to be me talking the whole entire time, but I wanted to fill in the blanks with some pictures and some recaps and maybe even some advice because not everything went as planned. The plan was to leave Friday. We picked the girls up from school early after lunch and we hit the road. We were going to drive to Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's where we had our first hotel. We hit traffic in Chicago. We left around 1. I think we finally got in around 11 or so, and it was supposed to be an 8-hour drive. Just let the dog out and I realized how kind of weirdly twisted my necklace was, so I fixed that. By the way, I didn't pack any jewelry. This necklace I actually bought the last time I was in Florida when I went to Madeira Beach and St. Pete and stuff like that, which I vlogged about last year. So I didn't wear it on vacation, but I was going to pack it and just kind of didn't. I just forgot. So anyway, we got to Bowling Green. The first day of our vacation, which was Saturday, the plan was to go to Mammoth Cave. If you've never been to Mammoth Cave, it's been a tourist destination since the 1800s.
Now folks, before we get started, is this somebody's first time to Mammoth Cave? Is anybody's first time to a cave in general?
No.
Well, a couple of you it is, mine too. We're gonna see how lost we can get today.
There were a couple tours my husband wanted to do. Those were sold out. So we picked a couple different tours. We had one tour booked for the morning at like 9 o'clock, and it was a half-hour drive from our hotel. And then the other tour we had booked for like 2 in the afternoon. So we had a break for lunch. I was a little concerned how this was going to go because they say on the website, not for people with claustrophobia or fear of heights. I have a little bit of claustrophobia. My husband has a little bit of a fear of heights, but he was game. I'm like, okay, all right, I can do this. People do this all the time. I know tons of people who've done this. It's just basically a big cave. And depending on which tour you do, you walk down a lot of stairs, you may go in dark areas. The second tour we were signed up for was a lantern tour. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. The kids were not excited about this at all. My youngest, who is 9, was afraid the whole entire time. For this particular tour we did, it was like the Gothic tour is the one we did first. So this kind of told us the history of this particular cave and how it had been a tourist destination since the 1800s and the first people who had walked through and the first people who had run the cave and how that all came to be. So that is what the basis of the tour was and how it was used for salt mining and everything. It was really interesting. My husband and I were into it. My children were not. My eldest, my 13-year-old, did get into it about halfway through. I think she found some of it kind of interesting, and when she realized she didn't really have anything to be afraid of, she got into it. The youngest, my 9-year-old, afraid the whole time, trying to hide her face. You know, I think she had her hood up, her hood on her hoodie up the entire time, and just saying she wasn't feeling good and stuff like that. And we basically told her we have to get to the end of this cave and then we're gonna go have lunch and we're gonna do another one. So you gotta suck it up. It's not cool that you were complaining the whole time about something we're trying to enjoy. Come to find, so that was cool. I got a couple pictures, got a couple videos. So yeah, it was a really interesting tour. The problem was that we realized later my daughter actually did have a fever. She suddenly came down with a fever. So we ended up not doing the second tour. We just hopped in the car and continued our way down to Nashville, which was our second destination. On our way down to Nashville, sorry about the lighting. It is a cloudy day, so the lighting is changing all the time. I see it's now brighter. But yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with it. On the way down to Nashville, I asked if we could stop at Target because the Diane von Furstenberg for Target collection was coming out. So that happened. Okay, so here's the scoop. We are out of town today and I wanted to stop at a Target to check out the new Diane von Furstenberg for Target collaboration collection. So I don't know what to expect in here, but we're gonna see what we can find. All right, let's go. I tried on a bunch of stuff. I didn't find anything I was too terribly excited about. There was some cute stuff, but there was nothing I needed to have that day. So I actually walked out with nothing that day, and then we continued on to Nashville. Stayed in downtown Nashville, not far, like a mile from Centennial Park. Our hotel was pretty much smack dab in the middle, 1 mile from Centennial Park and 1 mile from the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. So those were the two activities we had planned. So I wanted a hotel close by. So I found a place to go to dinner and my youngest was still not recovering. I was hoping it was nothing, but she was in no mood to go anywhere. So it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna get takeout and we'll bring it back. So I ordered takeout at a Mexican restaurant. I will try to find the name of it. It should not be hard. It was walking distance from the hotel. The takeout was pretty good. However, what was more exciting, my eldest went with me to go pick it up. And when we were walking out, we passed this place called, what was it called? The Baked Bear. They have custom ice cream sandwiches. That was awesome. You get to pick step one, you choose your top and bottom. So you pick what you want your ice cream sandwich to be made of, what the crust is or whatever. What the bread is of your sandwich. Then you choose your ice cream flavor and then you get to put toppings on it on like the side where the ice cream is or whatever. They were crazy. My kids split like an Oreo one basically. My husband ate, we got vanilla and M&Ms in a chocolate chips cookie sandwich. I think he just ate the ice cream out of the middle, to be honest. And I got a Nutella cookie and cookie dough ice cream with Heath on the side, which would have been amazing, except I was so full from the Mexican food, which was also good, that I didn't end up having much of the cookie at all. I ended up having a little bit for breakfast just to say I tried it. It's now the next morning and I am finally trying this cookie sandwich that I got yesterday because I was too full to eat it yesterday. Girls, what did you think of the Oreo one?
Oreo what?
Cookie sandwich.
It was good. I'm watching Taylor Swift.
Cool.
With the guy making fun of her.
Uh-oh. Did you like it?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah. She's sick, so that's all she had last night. But I got a Nutella with cookie dough ice cream and Heath bits as my topping. So they really pack it in there. So I'm gonna try to dig it out with a spoon and let you know how it is. Need a better spoon. Got it out on a plate. This is gonna be really hard to get into. Goodness. Got a little piece off.
Will you catch it?
And this, of course.
And it was really good, but it was kind of hard because it had been in the freezer all night. It's just so fun. It's so fun being in a city and walking around and discovering new places. I will say that spring break was going on and there appeared to be some spring breakers or party people in Nashville. So walking around at night, well, it was totally fine for me. We were in it seemed to be a pretty safe area, I would say. Very safe area from what I could tell. But my daughter was a little freaked out because, you know, there were some drunk or soon to be drunk people walking around being loud. So she was not all about that, which is good. She's 13, she shouldn't be. But I felt totally safe. And then the next morning, Centennial Park. Okay, this was one of the best moments or days of the trip for me, because one of my favorite things to do in this world is to have a little coffee and walk around a city and just discover a new city, especially in the morning when it's sunny, before anyone has woken up, and I'm just by myself enjoying these city streets, and just it makes me so happy. It's one of the things in life that I enjoy most. So unfortunately, my youngest was still sick in the morning, so she had to miss all the Taylor Swift events we had planned. So she and my husband stayed back while my eldest and I took on Nashville to do Centennial Park and the Country Music Museum. We went to Starbucks first. She loves getting Frappuccino at Starbucks, so we did that. We walked around Centennial Park. I got some footage from that. We're being really creepy right now. Shut up. We are stalking the Taylor Swift bench. Be quiet. She can't hear us. But we can't go over there yet because there is a Swiftie by the bench doing her own photo shoot. And I'm just realizing, seeing it secondhand, how awkward it is, how you just do random photo shoots. But guess what? We're gonna do that in about a minute whenever she leaves. So right now we're just, and there's someone else walking. I think this other lady might be waiting for the bench too. So, I don't know why I'm holding my coffee like it's a microphone. So here we go. We found the bench. Bench where Taylor Swift was reading at Centennial Park. Centennial Park. Mm-hmm. Cute. No. What? That was hilarious. I do feel bad though, because like after the fact, if I wasn't so awkward, I would have gone up to that girl who is that Swiftie who is taking pictures and be like, hey, do you want me to take a couple pictures of you? Because like, how cool would it have been to get like an actual full body picture of her, you know, reading on I didn't mention this, but she was reading a book at Centennial Park, which is exactly what Taylor Swift has sung about. So reading while in Centennial Park. So I knew exactly what she was doing. And I should have been like, hey, like I'm a mom, right? So it's totally fine for me to be dorky like that, especially if I have my daughter with me, who's also Swiftie, who's wearing a Taylor Swift shirt. So I totally should have gone up to her and say, hey, do you want me to take your picture? Because, you know, we're Swifties too, so we know what's up. So I do wish I would have done that, but I'm awkward. I don't know. I don't know if that always comes through in videos. Maybe it does more than I'd like it to. But Centennial Park's really beautiful. There's a replica, I don't know if it's to scale or what, to the Parthenon in Greece. And when I first saw this, I'm like, wait a sec. I was at the Pantheon in Rome. What's the difference between this and the one in, I think it's in Athens? Is the Parthenon different from the Pantheon? Is that the one that's in Rome and I've just been getting the name wrong the whole time? I haven't, it's fine. The Parthenon, for those of you who don't know, because I didn't, I had to Google it. No one else cared in my family to hear about this, but maybe you will. The Parthenon is located in Greece and was erected for the Greek gods, and the Pantheon is in Rome and was erected for the Roman gods. So that makes sense. Very confusing though that their names are so similar, and the buildings are also so similar. Very fun, loved it. It was the perfect day. It was a little cold, but I had my sweater on and I was fine. By the way, I didn't even tell you earlier in the video that I didn't end up packing exactly what I packed in the packing video. I made a couple game time decisions. First of all, on this outing, as you recall, I was going to wear the red off-the-shoulder top and these jeans and leopard flats. Since the whole family wasn't going with, I wasn't gonna make a whole big deal about dressing up. I thought it'd just be really casual. And so I just wore the top half of my driving outfit. I did not even end up packing the leopard flats. I figured I could just wear sneakers with the red top if I wore it, but I did not. And you'll see this later, but I also did not end up packing the white shorts. I switched it out for white linen pants. So from there, we got back in the car and drove the 2 miles down to the museum. If you bought your tickets ahead of time, it was a timed entry, and our time was 9:30. It was like 9:25 by the time I was parking. So, and then we had to walk like a block or block and a half or whatever. We were booking. We were like, they're not gonna let us in, because like on the tickets they say you have to be there on time, but it wasn't very busy. And when we walked in, I think probably exactly at 9:30, I think they were just really grateful that we had tickets, because there was kind of a long-ish line to get in to buy tickets. But there was only one family ahead of us to get in that had tickets already, I think. So yes. So my first piece of advice is to buy tickets ahead of time whenever you can. However, maybe more important than that, if you are traveling with children or if it is sixth season or whatever, just get the insurance. Get the insurance. But if it's offered to you, I'm going to strongly recommend you get the insurance because traveling with children, you never know what's gonna happen. You have to just set your expectations very low and be very excited when something goes right. Other than my youngest being sick, this day did pretty much go right. It was a great day. It was a great day. So we were in the museum. We probably made it through in like an hour, hour and a half, because really, the museum is not a big place. It is 2 floors and it is pretty densely packed. So it's not, there's not a lot to go through unless you're obviously, of course, going to read everything. We were not. We were just kind of like scanning everything, trying to find all the Taylor Swift stuff. So we found that. The first thing you see when you walk in is the Taylor Swift Education Center. And that is a place where kids can go and do maybe a couple different activities, but one of which is brainstorming song ideas. So that's pretty cool. And they have some Taylor Swift memorabilia set up, including stuff from Midnights. I identify with Midnights. That's the era I identify with, because that's when I became a fan. It's mostly like famous outfits and guitars or whatever. So there are different Taylor Swift outfit things throughout the museum. There's like a Speak Now one. There was a wall that had different artists like handwriting from when they wrote their biggest hits or whatever. And then there was like this Taylor Swift tour bus set up that had a makeshift recording studio in. So we went in that too. And by the way, I don't have any videos from the museum because they take you up in an elevator and there's a security guard in there. And he said, you could take as many pictures of you as you want, but please do not take any video. So I didn't, I just took a bunch of pictures. So that's why you have just pictures here. Oh, we did hit up the gift shop too, because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get something. If we wanted to see if there's anything Taylor Swift in there, there really wasn't. Oh, there was. They had records. They had records in there, but we don't have a record player, so we did not buy those. One thing I did take a picture of in the gift shop was they also had a few like clothing pieces you could buy, like a little boutique of things people who like country music would wear. I don't know. There were these really cute denim dresses. I want a denim dress. It's on my wish list. So I took a peek at these denim dresses to see how much they were. I think they were like around 100 or so. But the brand was Elan, and I had just originally packed one of those dresses for this trip. I ended up unpacking that dress and just taking this one, and that ended up being fine. I didn't need 2 dresses for this trip. But I thought that was really cool and really random. So I'll have to look up where that company is from, because I've now seen them in Hawaii and Nashville. And it was a brand I had never heard of. That was the museum. We were back in the car at, I don't know, probably by 11. We went back to the hotel, met my family, picked them up, and hit the road again, because we had a 7-hour drive still to Panama City Beach, Florida. Somewhere along this drive, probably was when we came to the conclusion that we were never going to drive south to this area over spring break again. It's 16 hours and it turns into more like 20 with traffic. If we do it, we're just gonna do it on a random week or in the middle of the night is when we'll drive, which I hate driving in the middle of the night, but that traffic was cray cray. We ended up getting to my parents' condo at 8:22 p.m. on Sunday. Pretty much every morning we went for a walk on the beach. So it's 61 degrees out and my children have decided it's time to go in the pool. And I'm going too.
Goggles in the bush?
Here we go.
Could you pick the goggles up?
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna get in the cold pool. This is the warmer pool, I guess. Hi, Teeny. Here we go. This isn't terrible. This isn't so bad. Right beyond the pools, you can walk out on the beach, and their beach is freaking beautiful. It's like white sands, just as far as the eye can see. It's a lovely beach. However, the first couple days we were there were 2 red flags on the beach because it was so windy, and that means nobody's allowed in the water. So we could not beach it quite yet. We had lunch at the condo that day, and then for dinner, we were going to go out to this place called Pineapple Willie's. So for this outing, I wore my gray tank top and my white linen pants. And then I threw this, the red and white stripe shirt over the top in case I got cold. I wore that most of the night because it was not that warm out. It was around 60 or 70. And I thought it was really cute. We were gonna go to this place called Pineapple Willie's, but as I said before, it was spring break and it seemed to be that all the college kids had come out of this giant complex across the street from Pineapple Willie's and invaded that place in very small swimsuits. It was just not the vibe. I'm fine with it. I think it would have been a blast to be down there in college. I think it would be a blast to go down there now, maybe with girlfriends or whatever, but it was not the vibe I wanted for my family dinner. You know what I'm saying? So it's fine. We ended up going to a pizza place that was really close to my parents' condo. It had claimed to be the best pizza in PCB, and it might have been. It was really good pizza. And then my daughter, my eldest, when we were driving and we passed a rolled ice cream place, and she's like, it's my dream to try rolled ice cream. Well, I'm like, if it's your dream, we gotta make it happen. So we did. We went to the rolled ice cream place, we made her dream come true, and she was so happy. Say that again for YouTube.
I'm so happy.
We're in line for rolled ice cream right now, and my daughter is losing her mind.
Wait, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want?
I can't read that board. I know. Yeah, it's like cream. Yeah, that happened.
What did you get?
Ooh, the magic's happening. So exciting. Oh, here it comes. Let's get it. Let's get the taste test here.
Is it everything you thought it would be?
She loves it. She loves it. Nice. It's so good.
What do you think, Dad? Good?
Regular ice cream's good too. Okay, I went with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'll show you. Very interesting. It's good though. And if you know me, you know I love trying new things. I love trying new food, new beer, new drinks. If there's something new and weird to try, I'm in. If it's a gimmick, I'm in. I want it. So I was totally in for rolled ice cream. I didn't love it as much as my kids did. I prefer regular ice cream, but aesthetically, it is so fun. Okay, so on Tuesday we woke up and my parents had found this crepe place that they could walk to from their condo. So I'm like, oh, we're definitely going to a crepe place. I love crepes. My husband will eat crepes for sure. My parents like crepes. My kids don't like crepes. So I'm like, well, let's just try it and we'll find something for you because we had gone grocery shopping, so there's plenty of food to be had. We walked to the crepe place and they have these crepes rolled up in like their little ice cream cones, crepe shaped like ice cream cones, and all the toppings in the middle. They were really good. I got a Nutella banana one. My husband got a strawberry banana one. My youngest liked it okay. She was not, she kind of liked it. My eldest did not. I think she just ate the strawberries and the whipped cream from my husband's. So not a win, but if you like crepes, it's a really cute little place. We were trying to get our walk in because this was going to be the rainy day. So before it rained, I guess my kids got in the pool. Did I get in the pool? Is this the day I got in the pool? No, my kids were in the pool before it rained. And then we looked for a rainy day activity to do. And we found this place that did blacklight mini golf that also had an arcade in it. So we went and did that.
I don't perform well under pressure.
It was a lot of fun. Both my girls and me get a little frustrated when we are not super good at something. So, but we all kept our cool for the most part. And it was a good time. And the black light was cool. And it was not too grueling of a course or anything. It was very crowded there. So we did have about a 20-minute wait where we had to stand in line and wait our turn to start the course. But while we were standing in line, the girls and my dad were playing arcade games, so it really wasn't bad at all. They said it was going to be a 45-minute wait. It was only a 20-minute wait. From there, we needed food. We were getting hangry, so we definitely needed lunch. It was getting late at that point. We went to some restaurant and they were booked for, I don't know, 45 minutes probably also. So I'm like, let me just run next door. The next door place was called Hammerhead Fred's. So I'm like, let me run next door, see if we can get in there. There was one party in front of us of like 8 dudes, probably on spring break. And they said, we just actually want to sit at the bar, so we don't need a table. Cool, so there was no one in front of us who needed a table. So we got right in at Hammerhead Fred's, and yet this place next to us was freaking swamped. So I don't know what the deal with that was. Hammerhead Fred's was fine. I had really good beer, actually. I think it was out of Atlanta. And I had shrimp and grits, which were pretty good. The service was so slow, which was surprising for how, I mean, there were plenty of people, but it wasn't super busy. Like there was not really anyone waiting when we were there, but we had to wait forever for our food. But we were just happy to be sitting and not waiting for a table, I guess. So it wasn't that big of a deal. We were on vacation. It was fine. That night or early the next morning, my older daughter got hit with whatever my younger daughter had before. So she started running a fever. And It was not surprising. Once one of them gets sick, often the other one gets sick. They had been stuck in a car in the back seat together. So then they were both pretty much down for the count. So the next morning, we decided that we were gonna try a different place we drove by called Parlor Donuts. And my parents had scoped it out like from the road. I had scoped out from the road because any donut place I would be like, hey girl. They're called layered donuts. So I guess they just, you know, layer the batter on it as they fry it. They had all sorts of different kinds of flavors. I got a cold brew there. I thought the cold brew was really good. I got a honey cinnamon cold brew. I'm kind of craving it right now, actually. It was a really good cold brew. It was a really good donut too. My parents went back a couple days later on their way out of town. Okay, let's try the mini.
Let me get a napkin.
Okay.
You want to go lay down in our bedroom?
Sleep a little. Okay.
I don't know whether I should just I went with the campfire. S'mores.
Which one's mine? This one?
I think so. Wait,
Here, you want some plates?
what kind did you get again, Mom?
I got Sandy Beach.
That looked, oof.
We have a problem,
Good
Mom.
luck. Hey, how's the mini?
The Sandy Beach and
It
the French toast look exactly the same.
It's definitely good. Piggly Wiggly, but a bit less flavor.
Okay, we could do half and half.
Yes, you can come over and have some donuts. All right, so she liked the cinnamon one, the mini one.
Good. What is a Sandy Beach supposed to be?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. This was good. I like.
I trust your judgment.
Highly recommend Parlor Donuts. We got there, I think they opened at 7. We got there at 7:30. And by probably 7:45, it was packed. There was a line of, line to the door, 10, 20 people lined up. And when we got there was like one group in front of us. So we hit that place at the right time. So if you're gonna go to Parlor Donuts, definitely go to Parlor Donuts. Just get there right when it opens. One of the things we had planned was to go shopping at this outdoor shopping mall called Pier Park. My dad stayed home with the girls since they weren't feeling well, but they sent us with their wish list. So myself, my husband, and my mom went out with their wish list of finding, they each wanted like a sweatshirt, a Panama City Beach sweatshirt for a souvenir. They're very into sweatshirts right now. And then they each wanted like a crossbody bag to carry their stuff around in. So we walked around, tried to look for the stuff. I took the opportunity to wear that red top, red off the shoulder top, again with my white pants. I didn't love this outfit, the red off the shoulder top with the white wide leg pants, because it's kind of like a blousey shirt on top and wide leg on the bottom, which I like in theory, I just don't like on me. I prefer it to be tighter either on the top or the bottom for my body type. So with this, I kind of do wish I had kept the white shorts, but I got another wear out of that red top, whatever. Oh, we ate at Margaritaville, and that was really good. There was a Margaritaville at the mall, and there were a bunch of seafood restaurants, but I'm like, I just want a burger. So we went to Margaritaville. Did we have appetizers? Yeah, we had some really good Southwest chicken egg rolls. They were really good. I could have just had those for lunch. And then my mom and I split a burger, which was also good. And I got a margarita because I was at Margaritaville, and it was really good. By the time we got back, the 2 red flags at the beach had switched to 1 red flag, which means be really careful, but sure, you can swim now. So we did.
There's no undercurrent that I can tell. Or if there is, it's very tiny.
Here we go. We're just gonna try to catch a wave.
That was.
Yeah, you're gonna go tomorrow now. You gotta get that. It's gonna blow right up.
My parents had gotten inflatables for the girls, so we took those out to the beach. We each got in the water a little bit. them more than me. And I got to read my book. At one point, my husband and I had run to Walmart because we like to have cribbage on these trips. We play cribbage a lot. And if we're chilling at the hotel, we like to have cribbage, and we forgot to pack cribbage. So we went to Walmart, we bought cribbage, and then we each bought a book. I bought People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I had read her book Beach Read on a previous vacation. I don't read as much as I should, unfortunately. But I got almost halfway through on this vacation. And it's really cute, so I am looking forward to finishing this. Back in the day, if you have followed me for more than a year, you may remember how I used to do outfits based on books. Let me know if you want me to do that, if you think that would be fun for People We Meet on Vacation. I may do it anyway, but I may make it a short instead of a whole episode. So if that is interesting to you, and if you want me to review this book when I finish it, let me know. The next day, we did our walk on the beach. I wore this dress. My mom took some really cute pictures. And was this our last day here? I think this might have been our last full day here. So I hadn't worn my dress yet, so I wanted to do that pretty much regardless of what we were doing. So the plan was that we were going to take a ferry boat to Shell Island to look for shells.
Oh, good picture.
I'm taking a video. Shell Island is not a place you should go at the end of March, and here's why. There are no shells on Shell Island if you go in March, if you go at the end of March. I was very disappointed about this. I think we all were. The beach was fine. If you're staying in Panama City and need a beach to go to, the beach was fine. However, because it was so open all around, it was very windy and chillier than my parents' beach anyway, and it wasn't any prettier. It was the same. So we really had no reason to leave home, but it was a nice ferry boat ride. It was kind of cool to be on the water, so cool. My dad said he did think he saw the dorsal fin of a dolphin when he was wading into the water, so I guess there's that. One of the ferry crew members was saying that the snowbirds come down in like February and clean out all the shells. The retirees and elderly of the world love finding shells. So my husband and I told my mom this, and my mom's like, honey, we're coming in January next year and we're getting all the shells. So my mom's gonna get all the shells next year. That's awesome. Hopefully she finds some good ones. So from Shell Island, I really wanted to try, another thing I like to try while on vacation is to go to a brewery or a winery. There are no good wineries in this town. Apparently they only have like one, and it just is fruit wine. My husband and I are not into fruit wine. We used to be, but we're not. I think my mom was the one. She found this place called History Class, and it was really great. It was one of those breweries that it reminds me of a dozen other craft breweries I've been to, where it's kind of like in a, you know, a brick building with kind of dark, with like 2 tables in the front and a booth and a fancy looking menu. And then around the back, you could see the giant kegs. I don't know. I think every craft brewery looks kind of the same, and I love it. We shared a flight of 8 beers. They were all good. I don't think there was anything we didn't like, but they weren't amazing either, but solid beers for sure. And if I had more time there, I definitely would have enjoyed like a full pour of one of the beers, but my kids were pretty done. The food was decent too, but we were all up for ice cream. So as I was driving to the dinner place, to the brewery, I had seen this place on the side of the road called Brewster's Ice Cream. So I Googled that, looked for reviews, looked for the menu. I'm like, yes, this is just regular ice cream, nothing weird, something everyone can like. So we got there, and it was one of those like outdoor places, like a I don't know, like you see in all sorts of tourist or like coastal towns and stuff. You just walk up to the window, order, get your ice cream, and like there were a couple of tables set up, but it was really good. It was really good. Really simple, but really good. I got a hot fudge sundae over a brownie. I was very full after that. Friday morning, we got up very early. We got on the road by 5. We got back home here. I think it was almost 11 when we got back here. And the reason was those dang spring break traffic all the way home. It was terrible. But the kids were great in the car. And we did manage to stop at possibly the convenience store with the best marketing ever, at least on billboards. They first have this billboard all the way back in like Illinois for this place in like Alabama. So they say 400 something miles to Buc-ee's. And already you're like, what is Buc-ee's? And as you get closer, the miles get lower. And as you get really close, they start showing signs for like all the stuff you can find at Buc-ee's, like cinnamon rolls or pulled pork sandwiches, or a million flavors of beef jerky, or different snacks. So we're like, what is Buc-ee's? This sound. I was like, oh, I'm in for Buc-ee's. It was so crazy. The parking lot, first of all, it's the most massive convenience store you've ever seen. It's like convenience store is the size of a Walmart. And then the parking lot's packed. There's a line to get in while there's a line to get out. The inside is like inside a freaking amusement park. Like that's how packed in it is. It's crazy. And so we didn't take a lot of time in there because we were all kind of stressed out by the whole thing. So we just kind of grabbed some snacks and left. And I guess they're known for their jerky, but we might have gotten the wrong jerky. I don't know. We just grabbed some stuff. But I will say the candied pecans I got were amazing, and I demolished that whole bag. That was the end of our vacation. We got home, we saw our pup, and we were very grateful to be home. The recurring theme of the vacation was we gained wisdom. Hope I passed some of that wisdom and entertainment on to you. I mean, these aren't the most popular videos I post, but they're kind of fun for me to look back on. And if you go to these places, this is kind of maybe fun for different recommendations. I always think it's fun to see what people wear on vacation, what people buy on vacation. I bought nothing for myself, by the way, but we did end up finding sweatshirts for my girls and backpacks or crossbody bags. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Bedecked in the Burbs. Tune in next week to see whatever I deck out next. I know I've been promising an informational episode for a while now, and it is happening next week. I don't want to hype it up too much though, because maybe it will, maybe it won't apply to you. So tune in next week to see what that is. And until then, thanks again. Bye.